Welcome to Strong Star, where you will be managing your band and trying to make them go on the path to stardom and overcome any obstacles in their path, like other bands. You're going to try and become the best in the world. And in order to do so, well, you might have to overcome them through sheer force, perhaps. So, how do we play? Well, let's go ahead and establish our goal. The goal is to be the last player standing. And the way we can do that is by either eliminating all of our opponent's stars or by bankrupting them, by making them lose all of their resources. So, how do we set up the game? Well, I already went ahead and made the deck, but what you're going to do is each player is going to create a deck of exactly 10 cards. And in that deck, there's going to be 1, 2, or 3 star cards. And these will be the people in your band. These star cards, you can tell that they're a star card because they have black background text. And they also have a health tracker or a health standard, what their health starts at. Then you're going to go ahead and choose 1, 2, or 3 of your stars to start with on the field. So in this deck, I have 2 stars. So I could start with both Cerulean Rat and Fox in play, but I'm just going to start off with Fox for this example. My opponent is going to pick all 3 of their guys, and they will be sort of a token player. They won't actually be playing the game mostly, but in theory, you could have any amount of players as long as you have a minimum of 2. And they each would, of course, have their own turns and actions and things like that. But for the sake of demonstration, they will only be making 1 action throughout this entire game. Then you're going to go ahead and shuffle your deck. Again, for demonstration purposes, I won't because it is preset. And then what you're going to do is then once you've shuffled your deck thoroughly, you're going to go ahead and draw 3 cards. And this is your starting hand. So before we continue further, let's get a little lay of the land. We have 3 slots that our stars can be in. Our leader star slot, which is the one that's all the way to your left, and 2 supporting star slots, which are just going to be over here. You can have up to 3 stars on your board, and of course only 3 in your deck. And underneath each star slot is an equipment slot. And whatever equipment is underneath the star slot, they will be equipped to whoever is above it. So if I had an equipment underneath Fox here, it would be attached to Fox. If I had an equipment here, then it would be attached to whichever star is here. Or in this case, since there's no stars, it will be attached to Fox. And we'll get into that. So how do you actually play a turn inside of Strong Star? Well, what you're going to do is, first thing you must do on your turn is you have to draw 1 card from your deck. So now I have my hand of cards. Now what's the next thing I do? I must play, or I don't have to, sorry, I may play any amount of cards from my hand onto the field. So I'm going to go ahead and play a Cerulean Rat here, my 2nd star. And they're going to go ahead and start off with 4 health. And then I can continue playing as many cards as I would like. So I'm going to go ahead and play Wind Up Key. Wind Up Key is a charge equipment, meaning on my turn, I can use 1 charge to activate its effects. And I can activate its effects as many times as I would like, as long as I have the correct amount of charges. In this case, we can see that Wind Up Key starts with 0 charges, meaning I'm going to have to charge it up through some other method. And I'm going to go ahead and equip it to Fox over here. Then I'm going to go ahead and play Battery. I'm going to play Battery maybe onto this equipment slot here, meaning that it is now treated as underneath Fox and equipped to Fox because there's no one above it. Then I'm going to play Headset. Headset is another equipment. Now I could put it under my 2nd equipment slot underneath Cerulean Rat, but I do want to equip it to Fox. So I'm going to go ahead and replace battery with the headset. Replacing it just simply discards it. You can only have one equipment on any given equipment slot. So now a battery gets replaced, it gets discarded and put into my discard pile. But this guy has an on-replacement effect. Because I replaced it with a different equipment, I can add 2 charges to any charge equipment. And I'm going to go ahead and crank this wind-up key, and now it has 2 charges. And now that has activated, I'm going to go ahead and use my headset, or not use, it's a passive effect because it's just a passive equipment. So this equipment goes here, and the star above this has 2 extra health. There's no star above it, so it just goes to good old Fox over here. And they're at 6 health now. All right, cool. So for the last thing I'm going to do on my turn, I'm going to go ahead and use wind up key. Again, I can generally use equipment as much as I would like, charge equipment as much as I would like as well. But this one has the condition that it can only be used once per turn. So unfortunately, I can only use it once. I'm going to go ahead and use wind up key, which makes Fox attack. So they're going to go ahead and attack and deal 1 damage. But because they're in my leader star slot, again, your very left star slot is your leader. So my leader is Fox over here, and their leader ability is therefore always active. So this star's attack is now deal 1 damage to the same star twice over. So I'm going to go ahead and choose, maybe I'll choose Blue Skyfaller over here. Blue Skyfaller, because again, it is on the left side of my opponent. It is their leader star. So I'm just going to go ahead and target them, see if it messes them up a bit. And they're going to deal 1 damage twice. So that brings them from 3 health to 1. Now, I've activated my charge equipment. I've played my cards. There's one last thing I can do on my turn, and that is attack. But attacking, in the phase at least, is skipped in the first round of play. Obviously, I sort of got around that by using wind up key. But in general, once you attack, you end your turn, and you can't do that attack phase on your turn at the very first round. All right, so next up, my opponent is going to go ahead and take a turn. We're going to pretend that they aren't going to do much on their turn, and for the rest of the game, in fact, they'll be inactive. But they're going to go ahead and play Poke, which is a groove, meaning that when they play it, it goes to their discard pile, but it will activate its effects. So they're sort of a one-time use card, and in this case, it says deal 1 damage. So they're going to go ahead and deal 1 damage to Fox over here, my leader. All right, and now let's say their turn ends. Now it comes back to me. Remember what we do at the start of your turn? That's right, you must draw 1 card from the deck. So we go ahead and drew Demon Drive. This is a groove, and I think I'm going to go ahead and play it. So what grooves do is, of course, when you play it, their effect activates, draw the rest of your deck, and then it gets discarded. So now I've drawn the rest of my deck, which is a good thing because now I have cards in my hand, but also a bad thing because now I've pretty much run out of resources. Now, if I were to ever draw a card, but my deck is empty, then that means I lose the game. I've become bankrupt. I don't have any resources left to continue. So in order to in order to eliminate people, this is one way of eliminating them, is by making them run out of resources in their deck. Of course, the other way, the way we're going to opt to, is by killing the opposing stars. But let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here. I think let's go ahead and play Soothe. What does Soothe do? It heals 2 damage from any star. So I'm going to go ahead and heal our Fox here. Now, what do you think will happen if we remove 2 damage, if we heal 2 damage from Fox? Well, if you said that it becomes 7 health, you wouldn't be, I wouldn't hold that against you because that can be logical. But what actually happens is they heal up to their max health, which is currently 4, plus the headset gives them 2 extra health. So they're currently at 6 health. So essentially, recap of that, you can't heal above your maximum health. Then I'm going to go ahead and use Pump Up. This is another groove, again, one-time effect. I'm going to go ahead and give a charge equipment 1 extra charge. So I'm going to go ahead and give that to Wind Up Key. And then I'll opt not to play my other card, and I'm going to play, and I'm going to use the Wind Up Key by using one of its charges. And Fox over here is going to go ahead and attack. So they're going to attack Blue Skyfaller twice over, and now this guy is dead. He is gone. He's out of the game, discarded. Now what happens? Well, my opponent shifts all of his cards, all of his stars left 1 slot. And now his Glass Prism is now his leader. His leader effect is that he has plus 2 extra health. So now he is at 5 health. Ooh, maybe I should have dealt with him first. Unfortunate. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead, and since it's not the first round, I can actually attack on my turn without using the Wind Up Key. So on your turn, when you attack, you can only attack with exactly 1 star, unless you are in an adrenaline rush, which I just so happen put us into. What's an adrenaline rush? When you have no cards in your deck, but it is your turn, you are in an adrenaline rush. When you're in an adrenaline rush, you can attack with each of your stars once. So a little extra bonus. So I'm going to go ahead and attack with each of my stars once. I'm going to start with Cerulean Rat over here. It's going to deal damage equal to half the star's health rounded down. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Glass Prism over here. They're going to go ahead and take 2 damage. Now they're at 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and attack with Fox, which is deal 1 damage to the same star twice, which of course renders them down to 1. All right, now I pass the turn because after I attack, my turn must end. And then let's say again, they do nothing, comes back to me. I must draw a card, but my deck is empty. I'm going to become bankrupt. I pretty much lost the game at this point, unless I play Rest. Rest is an instant groove, meaning I can play it at any time. And what does it say? I may draw 1 less card the next time I'm going to draw a card. So I'm going to play it, and now I don't have to draw at the start of my turn. Fantastic. I am now still in the game for at least 1 more round. So I'm going to use Wind Up Key, using its last charge. I'm going to activate its effects, attack using Fox. I'll go ahead and attack Scarlet Landraiser over here, and he will be at 1 health. And then I'm going to go ahead and, or I suppose I should have attacked, let's say I attack Glass Prism, sorry. I'm going to attack Glass Prism. Now Glass Prism is dead, and it gets shifted over to here. And now I'm going to attack for the attack phase on my turn. So I'm going to attack with Cerulean Rat. It deals 1 damage for every 2 health it has remaining. So it goes down to 2 health because 3 divided by 2 is equal to 1.5, cut down to half. Now that's 1 damage, and I'm going to attack with Fox, which will deal 1 damage to the same star twice, finishing off my opponent, meaning that I have now won the game. Of course, if I had to go through 1 more round, I would have had to draw a card and I would have gone bankrupt. So it was very risky play, but it ended up working out. Now, we didn't actually cover this because my opponent didn't attack at all. Wonder why. But let's go ahead and see what happens when, let's say, Fox dies here. Let's say Fox dies and they're now gone. What happens to the equipment that was equipped to her? Well, it actually just stays. Instead, all my stars actually do shift over a slot, right? And now because this is the new leader, all of the equipment gets attached to him. So now headset, it didn't get discarded. Instead, it's just a passive effect that applies to whatever star is above it, and the star that's above it happens to be Cerulean Rat. He's now at 6 health. So that's a pretty neat mechanic in this game, I would say. Uh, there's some very interesting applications to this. Uh, Let me just go ahead and reset out this, and we're going to go ahead and go through here. So in this scenario, this is a very interesting scenario, is if Box dies, right, all of my leader slots would, or if all of my star slots would shift over. But now, since Headset is no longer equipped to Cerulean Rat, they lose the 2 extra health that's equipped to them. But now Landraiser now has the headset equipped to them, so now this becomes 5 health. So that's a very niche scenario, but it's very interesting when that happens. And although we didn't really go over it because I instantly went into an adrenaline rush, on your turn, you can generally only attack once. Again, the only reason why I got to attack twice in the earlier turns was because of wind-up key, and I got to attack with each of my stars once because I was in an adrenaline rush. So, but in general, you can only attack with one of your stars at the end of your turn. And again, only at the end of a round, at the end of your turn, and not in the first round. So some very general rules are just going to recap what a turn is. You can, on your turn, you're going to draw a card. You can play any amount of cards from your hand, activate charge equipment any amount of times, and then you're going to attack with one of your stars once. Again, that changes if you're in an adrenaline rush or if this happens or that happens. But yeah, that is how to play. This game has in these rule cards. If you ever get lost, they all have a like rough reference that you can take a look at. So this is just telling you what you can do in a turn. And these are all different aspects of the game. So this is the setup right over here. This one is about playing cards and leader slots. This one's about activating different equipment. And this one is about attacking and instant groups. So if you ever get lost, these are all of the rules in the game. Now, I just want to give one special thanks to my friend who volunteered to help create the art for this game. I was, struggling to get all like 130 something cards done. They offered to help, and they helped out by creating 6 really nice looking cards. So thank you for helping create that, Diana. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, I suppose. Hopefully you enjoy playing Strong Star should you ever get it. Hell yeah.